My name is Sarah Collins. I am one of the worship associates for this year. Please be patient with us. All three of our trained tech associates are busy today, so we are trying to make do. I am very loud, as most of you know, so I'll do my best to make my voice carry. That's never an issue. And our opening words are Weavers of One Story by Leah Onguri. Here we are together, each facing our different human tasks, or maybe the same central one. To embrace the lessons life delivers, to discern and respond as we grow, to refuse harm and cherish flourishing. May we know ourselves as vessels of infinite possibility, holders of each other's heartaches and tales of joy alike, weavers of one story, in which we each have our own part.
Test, test. Oh, is it working? I generally have a loud enough voice to be heard, but a microphone is always beneficial. You say that in times like these, you're driven down to your knees, looking around, grieving what peace there was. You promised yourself you would work for a world of good. Look at you now, wondering what good it does. No lost hope, no violent point of view can erase all of the good you do. There's nothing as dark as night, nothing so strong as light. Here is the choice to let it burn out or bright. In a world where the fear and force have buried the silent source, can you deny the need for a light like yours? No fast pace, no jaded attitude can erase all of the good you do. If someone has left his wrath on everything in his path, taking the wealth and leaving his trash behind, will you be peace or pride? Can you at last decide? There's no one to fight, we are the same inside. So go home and get some rest. There's many more miles and tests. All about love. What if it comes to be all that we have left? No dark place, no dead and no abuse can erase all of the good you do.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to our Minnesota Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Becky McPeak, and I serve the congregation as a member of the Board of Trustees. I also serve, along with Beth Smith, as one of your gardeners. You also, along with several others in this fellowship, serve as one of your self-appointed in-house artist in residence. You are welcome here from wherever you were born, whoever your ancestors are, and whatever religious tradition you were raised. You are welcome here, whatever your gender, and whoever you choose to love. You are welcome here with whatever abilities and limitations you have to share. After the service, we gather in the social hall downstairs, where everyone is invited to have refreshments and conversation. Whether this is your first time here or you have been with us for many years, your presence here is a gift to us. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you will be glad you came.
Because our tech folks are not with us today, our unison words throughout the service are on your printed orders of service. We're going old school today. So I invite you to join me in the words of our chalice lighting, which come from a piece called Thirsty by Gregory Pelly. As we light this chalice, may all who gather here be filled with joy and hope, filled with compassion and love, so that we may pour ourselves out into the world. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our hymn number 155, Circle Round for Freedom.
Circle round for freedom, circle round for peace,
arrive here this morning, as we do every Sunday, with both joys and sorrows in our hearts. And one of the many promises that we make to each other here in this beloved community is that we will both help each other celebrate joys and help each other bear our sorrows. If you have a brief personal joy or sorrow to share this morning and you are in the room, we invite you to please raise your hand and an usher will bring you the microphone. I believe we have Zoom functioning, and if you are on Zoom and have a joy or sorrow, we invite you to type it into the chat or ask to be unmuted.
Good morning, I'm Karen Olson. My husband David, who will be turning 80 at the end of the month, and our daughter, who just turned 50, joined thousands of their closest friends to run the Twin City 10 Mile this morning.
Hi, my name is Don Larry, and we have Ruth back enjoying the service with us this morning.
Hi, Leslie McNeil, and I have an announcement that I have a joy. I know I told you last week that I have cancer, and they had thought that I also have a lymph node that is cancerous as well. And I found out on Friday that it is not cancer. I don't need surgery. I don't need a biopsy. They can leave it alone.
Hi, I'm Mimi Law. Last time I asked you to wish for my friend whose husband was dying of Alzheimer's, and he died Sunday. But it's a blessing, and it's a relief, and it's sad. That's all I can say, because I lived through it. Also, good news, my heart surgery went well. I saw my cardiologist. My lead's working. They had a conference for me, so thousands of people know my case. And I asked them, how many leads, because I have a pacemaker, number 4, how many leads can a heart have? He said 5 or 6. Or we could do it outside the heart, which is amazing. But he said it's a little tougher because we have to break your ribs, so I passed on that. Everybody have a good day.
Since Matthew is tied up with Antonio, I will share the family sorrow. My mother-in-law lost her oldest brother this week at the age of 70. If you understand that we get reunited, he is now reunited with a son and grandson. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura Tellis. As many of you know, I moved up from Texas to Minnesota a couple years ago, and I just closed on a townhome in Shakopee, so I'm planning to stay for a while.
My name is John Peliquin. This is actually sort of an announcement, but it could be a joy. Second Thursday, we'll meet on Thursday, October 9th at 7 p.m. by Zoom. This didn't make the Friday announcements. And our speaker will be Kevin Gregerson, who's a member of the congregation. And he spent a career in the worker comp area, in the area of worker comp, and that'll be his title of his talk will be Treating Injured Workers and Their Employers Fairly. And I've sent out an email on it, but if you have the newsletter, you can find the link to the Zoom on page 18.
Do we have any online joys or sorrows?
We might.
We might.
We definitely have one from Richard, though I only caught a blip of it. And I think what it said was he was so grateful to be joining us online from where he is remotely. And if there is anyone else on there, I'm sorry to say that I can't access the chat, but perhaps you could email Diana and we can reveal them next week.
That sounds great, yes. All right, well, I see another couple of hands.
I'm loud. I don't probably need.
Well, for people using the hearing assist, it helps to have the microphone.
Slide still, too.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Angela Behrens, and I haven't been here before, but I'm here. My sister is doing an art show, and one of the things I really appreciate about churches is the community presence and the things that the community brings you. So I went from my church over to stop to see a friend whose husband is dying in cancer right now, and then I came over here. But kind of the church community and spaces like that, and the importance of support, going from one space to another, supporting a friend to a family member, and the love, like, I think as far as the houses of, I'm not specific on all Unitarian, there's a lot of denominations out there, but anyways, as everyone coming together for the houses to support communities and houses of God and houses of places, home for Jesus, it's really nice to just come to those spaces. So that's my joy, and it's nice to see you. And if you are around, my sister's having an art show as well, and that's a joy for me, and I love her art, and I love my sister, and it's nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
I'm going to also use this for more of an announcement, but it's also a concern. Tomorrow night at Landmark Center in St. Paul at 7 o'clock, there's a series of short plays regarding gun violence. I was involved in directing one of the plays. I won't be on stage, but these plays were written by teens from all across the country, teens who have been affected by gun violence. And it's really powerful experience if you want. The name of it is Enough, all in capital letters with an exclamation point. Or you can just show up at Landmark Center tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. This is something, it's a national thing that's being performed at many, many theaters across the country.
All right, not seeing any other hands, I will just name that there are always some joys and sorrows that are either not ready to be spoken aloud or which perhaps may never be spoken aloud, but which we know we carry in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts. And so we hold those alongside the joys and sorrows we have heard this morning. I invite you to join me in the musical response, which again is in your printed order of service. Nicole, do you want to give us a starting pitch? Because I don't Thank you.